Alright, hello again. This is the next part of my 77 Witchy Questions videos. I am at the cemetery near my place, and I'm just gonna do the next series of questions. The last one I did was, who was a past witch? That was number 40. Number 41. How do you handle rejection from a fellow witch who declines to do a spell or reading for you? Well, that's not actually a problem I've ever had. On the very rare occasions where I've asked someone to read me or do a spell for me, they've always said yes. That said, I would be fine if someone said no. You know, readings and spells are very, very personal. If someone is not in a space or time where they're able to do it or don't want to, then that's something that we should respect. So, you don't want to do it for me, then that's fine. I'll either find someone else, or I'll do it myself, or we'll just go without. No problem. 42. Do you think it's necessary to cast a circle when you do spell work or other magical working? No, I don't. I used to cast spells pretty much any time I did anything. Because I was heavily influenced by Wicca at the beginning of my practice, and what I was taught and what I read was that you cast circles, the end. Now it's not really part of my craft, unless I am doing some sort of ritual work, which I haven't really done in quite some time. I haven't cast a real circle since I resumed my practice in the last few months. I haven't felt the need, which is not to say that I think it's useless or that I'll never do one, but no, it's definitely not necessary. 43. If Steven Spielberg called and wanted to make a movie of your life, who would you want to play you? You know, this is a pretty common question, and I don't really have an answer for it. That's why casting departments exist. There are professionals whose job it is to find someone to play people. I don't know. I really liked Philip Seymour Hoffman before he died. He was a great actor. I feel like he could have done the job. He's dead now, so that's unlikely. Almost as unlikely as there being a movie about me in the first place. 44. What is some advice you've been given that you pass along because it made an impact on you? Really, the question was impact on your craft or impact on your witchcraft or something. The advice that I go back to most often is not specifically witchy, but it has applied in so many circumstances that I'm going to share it anyway because it's great advice. Okay. The advice I was given, word for word, was, you're a writer, write something. Because I was asking about something or other and didn't know how to move forward. And the person who gave me this advice, I'm a writer. I should be able to write something that fixes the problem. It is very simple advice. You're a writer, write something. But it made me realize that I am a writer. If words can solve a problem, then I'm a writer. I should not have an issue with using my words to solve a problem. So that's really specific to writing. But it applies in a lot of things. You're a witch, so do some witchcraft. You're a designer, design something. You know, you're a good person, do the right thing. Think about who you are, what you are, and apply it to the situation. Use your skills, your knowledge, your abilities. And don't let yourself get bogged down in details. Just remember who you are and do the right thing. have to turn the page. "45 says, what is some advice for someone who has not found their deity? Well, to that person I say, me too. And I'm fine with it. You don't need a deity right away. Continue down your path. Learn about the deities. When it's time, then your deity will come to you, or you'll know who to choose. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about not having a deity." 46 says, where do you buy your herbs? Here and there. A lot of them just come from the grocery store, you know, regular kitchen herbs. I'm fine with getting at the grocery store. We have some stores and markets around where I can get some locally grown herbs, and I do that when I can. Stuff that I can't find locally, I get on the internet, like any good witch. Yeah, no problem. 47. How did you feel casting your first circle? Silly. I felt silly. I remember it. I was in my backyard. Well, I should say my parents' backyard, because I was 16 or 17 at the time. And I remember, I think I actually had Wicca for the Solitary Practitioner, the book. I think I had it in my hand, in one hand, and my wand in the other hand. And I cast the circle in the backyard. And felt distinctly silly, but I did it, and it worked. You know, it's difficult at first, you know, visualizing and channeling that energy, but I got there, and it became really natural. And although I haven't cast a circle in a long time, I am absolutely confident I could do it with no issue. My visualization and energy channeling is fine. 48. What was your first successful spell? I really don't remember. I remember the first spell or ritual that I was really happy with. I had driven to a lake. There's lots of lakes around, but I drove to one about an hour away, and created an outdoor altar space. I made a physical ring of stones in a clearing in a forest by a lake, and it was lovely. And I made a little fire, and I had, you know, representations of the four elements at the four corners of the circle, and I did a ritual and a spell of like wisdom and protection for one of my good friends who was in a shitty relationship. I don't know if that was my first successful spell, but it's the earliest one that I can distinctly remember thinking, wow, that went really well. But it was successful. It might not have been the first one, but it's the first big one that I remember. 49. What is your general practice for meditation? I don't really meditate much anymore. Unless you consider walking in silence in nature meditation, which would be reasonable. It's my version of meditation. I also spend quite a bit of time in this cemetery, not right here between these tombs, but elsewhere in the cemetery. I have a magnolia tree I sit under. So I guess that's my version of meditation. 50. Are you a daywalker or a nightcomer? No. I love the nighttime. Naturally, if I don't have a schedule that I need to keep, I end up staying up really late and waking up, you know, at almost noon. So I guess naturally you would say I'm a night person, but, you know, I have a day job, and I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to get to work on time. And so these days I'm very much a day person. Not by choice, but just because that's what happens. But that's fine. I don't feel like I'm robbed of my precious nighttime hours. I'm fine with that. I'm at 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop here, and I want to thank you for watching. Who knows how many videos it's going to take to get through all these questions, but I like talking about them and answering them thoughtfully. And hopefully someone out there will enjoy listening and getting to know me. So thanks again for watching, and have a good day.